He absolutely is a crackpot. He has pushed miasma theory, terrain theory, pushed ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. He guts all of the federal institutions that are meant to protect the public against the private sector. His vaccine rhetoric is directly responsible for deaths.
You guys have seen me cover Bill Nye on the channel when politically relevant and profess my love for science content creation. Well, another one of my favorite creators in that space is Professor Dave. He does really good pseudoscience debunks and other content really educational. You should check him out. But he recently went on Piers Morgan to discuss RFK Jr. And I thought, why not take the opportunity to get him on the channel, cover him as well. So leave us a like on the video if you can. It helps us out a ton. And let's get right to the discussion.
What is it about him that concerns you so much? Because obviously you don't agree with what I just said, but what concerns you so much?
So you just asked three separate questions, so I'll answer each of them. Number one, he absolutely is a crackpot. He has pushed miasma theory, terrain theory, pushed ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. He promotes raw milk. He continues to push lies about vaccines causing autism, just all manner of blatant pseudoscience. And he's leveraging his position to have this essentially is like a repeat of Stalin backing Lysenko, where you have this sort of state-sanctioned pseudoscience trying to usurp actual science. And that's what we're seeing with all of the layoffs, discarding the entire vaccine safety panel. You have even top experts like Peter Marks saying, and I quote, "It has become clear that truth and transparency are not desired by the secretary, but rather he wishes subservient confirmation of his misinformation and lies."
This is exactly how we should be talking about RFK Jr. He is a quack. These attempts for MAGA to downplay how insanely crazy he is only because he validates their conspiracies, which puts us all in danger. It erodes public health and is not something anyone should stand for. Ivermectin does not help with COVID. The COVID vaccine does. Vaccines do not cause autism. This has been rigorously tested time and time again. We're wasting resources, we're wasting time, we're showing public mistrust in vaccines to do this. RFK Jr. has no expertise, he has no experience or degree to pose these questions. He's just asking from a qualified position, which is like these losers' whole go-to shtick. Oh, we're just asking questions. Well, they're not grounded in expertise. They're not grounded in evidence. They're not grounded in fact. You're not substantiating them with any observation. You don't have anything to make this hypothesis. You're just doing pseudoscience, which should not be taken serious. If I just ask, well, you know, like the earth could just be a triangle, right? Like we know scientifically that's false. So why would we let someone just ask the question? Like arguing from incredulity is the most annoying thing ever.
He's just surrounding himself with yes men that will promote pseudoscience. He's even threatening to ban federal scientists from publishing research in respected journals, demanding they publish in the state-sanctioned alternative. So this is all driving scientific talent out of the country, preventing people from emigrating here to be part of the scientific community. It's very disastrous, the pseudoscience. But then speaking to what you said about vaccines and ultra-processed foods, his vaccine rhetoric is directly responsible for deaths. And you guys have been focusing on the Texas outbreak, but let's not forget the Samoa outbreak, where he is absolutely 100% directly responsible for 83 deaths over there. He is the one who went over there, met with anti-vaccine advocates, and pushed this false narrative about the outbreak being due to a vaccine rather than actual measles. 83 deaths on hhis head, no remorse.
Cannot be understressed how insane it is to prevent independent science from happening in scientific journals, the backbone of discovery in this country. Most of the things you probably rely on to live, you could thank a scientific journal for discovering the foundational materials needed for it. That Trump and now RFK Jr. want to control that flow of information from, and of course, censor that in which is inconvenient to their lives. I'm genuinely curious how many kids' lives are worth it before MAGA realizes LARPing as if they understand science and all science, scientists, and literature is corrupted and woke is just maybe not the move. He's absolutely correct that RFK's anti-vaccine rhetoric caused deaths, 80-something deaths in America's Samoa. The MAGA anti-vax rhetoric is responsible for a large portion of the COVID deaths. Like that's something that gets under discussed. Republicans died at higher rates than Democrats because of their rhetoric, right? And again, measles, the outbreaks, that is directly tied to RFK Jr. These people are killers.
Look, this is the one thing where it's like, yeah, junk food is bad for you. Are we going to give this guy a medal for saying that junk food is bad for you? Everybody knows that, right? I mean, it's like, what is like, it also speaks to the hypocrisy of the right as well, though, because, you know, not like this huge fan of Michelle Obama or anything, but she had an initiative to make school lunches more healthy, and Republicans jumped on her. Federal overreach, big government, all this stuff. And now RFK comes around and says, oh, yeah, by the way, junk food is bad. And everyone's clapping and cheering like he's some kind of messiah. What is the plan here? Ban fast food, ban soda, ban ice cream? I don't think that that his orange boss would be too pleased if McDonald's is outlawed. So what's the end goal here? This is just rhetoric to try to make it seem like he's on the side of the public when he just absolutely isn't, right? He pretends to be this bulwark fighting against big pharma and everybody in the private industry. But as soon as he gets the reins, as soon as he gets the keys to the castle, what does he do? He guts all of the federal institutions that are meant to protect the public against the private sector.
It's the line they go to always because they realize their gullible base eats it up every single time with no critical thinking and no questioning. Tell them it's big something doing it, the woke establishment that none of them can define, and they'll pretend to be experts all of a sudden and have serious questions that just need to be answered. Then those questions are like, do vaccines cause autism? Is COVID engineered in a lab? And it's like, questions formed in ignorance will never be serious. It doesn't matter if you're questioning Big Pharma or Bill Nye, right? Like, I don't understand MAGA's obsession with incredulity. Just do the research. It's really simple. We have a lot of peer-reviewed literature on this, but of course, all the research is corrupted and woke, but the guys censoring information and replacing professionals with loyalists, let's trust them and let them ask their questions. Those questions good. And it has nothing to do with that they just so happen to line up with my partisan beliefs, because we just want to follow the science. We just want to trust science and have real science, and it just happens to line up with my political beliefs. And quickly, why the hell would I give RFK Jr. props for talking about junk food? We all know this to be true. He's not saying anything that hasn't been said over a decade before by Michelle Obama, in which these same clowns now cheering it on, now saying, oh, but RFK Jr. has the right idea on food as a defense because they know they can't defend the vaccine stuff. Those same people were saying that Michelle Obama was doing woke communism, probably not woke, probably wasn't a thing there, but was doing communism and being a dictator and trying to choose what kids can and can't eat. But now it's cool because the guy with the brainworm said it. Like the 80-year-old on steroids said it, right? Like the right in this country is destroying this country in every facet rapidly.